All right. Tonight, we'll like to welcome one of the brilliant minds in the CGI program, as I call him, a tremendous student and scholar, Jason Young. Jason, welcome to tonight's presentation and webinar in this video to really get to know you a little bit better and for the public, because we know that you're going to do some great things in integrated care. So to start off, Jason, tell us about your background, where you're born, you grew up, your education and your credentials and your professional career.
Well, thank you, Dr. Baldwin, for inviting me. It's really an honor to do this for CGI. Yeah, to start, grew up in New York, born in Albany, New York, actually. Been there the majority of my life, then moved down to Tampa for work-related issues. Basically, mom was a big influence. She's an educator herself. She's been in the New York City public school system for 40 years. She just retired 2 years ago, and it was mandatory for all of her kids to go to school, at least get a college degree. Wow. And she's like, whatever you do afterwards, that's totally up to you. But if you want to be in this house, you need to get a college degree.
Okay.
So imagine that with a teacher behind us. There's definitely no choice.
Right.
So she's proud of all three of us. Now I'm going for my doctorate. My sister has her second master's. My brother just finished up on his master's himself. So she's extremely proud. And ironically enough, out of all three of us, I ended up in managed care at a very young age. Okay. So I'm 46 now. I've been in managed care for about 20 years. So I'm what they call the veterans.
Okay. Managed care, definitely. And where did you attend your undergrad and your graduate?
Undergrad was actually here in Florida with American International University in Weston, Hollywood, the East Coast of Florida. And then back then, Florida wasn't really doing that well as far as salaries were concerned. So I decided to take a turn back up north, back home to New York. And I did my master's degree at the New School.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. Why did you choose the DBH as your doctoral degree?
I am actually very good friends with another scholar, Brandy Bigelow. And
oh, yeah, Brandy.
She's known me for years. And Brandy also knows me as a person where I always want to be challenged. I get bored very quickly as far as education is concerned, and even work. So I need to constantly challenge myself and grow. I think she was in the program for her first year, and she talked to me. She's like, what are you doing, with your life besides work? And she knows in behavioral health, networking and contracts. But she was talking to me about the program CGI, and she knew I wanted to go further than that. And that's how I ended up here. Just a conversation. I attended a lot of the your in-services and the discussions with Dr. Finiki. And finally, I decided, why not do it? I have nothing to lose.
Okay. What were your thoughts and feelings once you received your acceptance letter into the DBH program?
I was doing cartwheels all throughout the house.
Okay. Hey, I understand. I've been there, so I can understand the excitement.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a little bit of imposter syndrome going on at the time because I didn't know if I was ready for this. But yeah, the acceptance letter just confirmed it.
Great. And I often remind people, you're doing something that only like 1.1% of the world's population is pursuing. So it's a very unique pathway in which you're been, chosen to walk upon.
Absolutely.
Tell us about the population you work with, as a healthcare administrator in managed care.
So right now, what I'm doing is my main clients are my members where I'm at the Centene Corporation. I'm working with Medicaid and Medicare members on a daily basis, and just some of the topics that we're going through in school: social determinants of health, health equity, it gives me an edge because, I do what I do to help my members to make sure they have access to qualified providers to take care of them. But
Mhm.
I'm also taking that one step further to ensure that I get all the knowledge I need for when I'm out there, because my goal is not to be a managed care forever. I want to be you, Dr. Baldwin, when I grow up. I want my own consulting business. I want my own clinics, because I see the need for it. Yes, behavioral health has done an amazing job up until now, but there's so much more that needs to be done. And I think, and I say this in all my classes, I think COVID has been a big push for all of us. And everybody
Mhm.
in the behavioral health field is starting to realize that. So, to be doing this program alongside some of my peers, it's to me, it's awesome because again, we're change makers, and you're right, we're absolutely going to be making change when we graduate and further after that.
Mhm. Absolutely. What do you hope to achieve within the community you serve as a DBH?
Good question. Well, again, my goal after graduation is to take the knowledge and build my behavioral think tank. That's
Mhm.
my consulting business where I can actually meet with some great minds in behavioral health and have those uncomfortable conversations of how we can change the face of behavioral health now, and make it better, enhance it, do better. Again, I've said, the clinicians that are out there have done a fantastic job, but there's so much red tape and so much policy change, but what I mean by policy change, not in the right direction. you know. So I want to be part of that. I want to give back to my community. I'm Latino. I see what my community goes through on a daily basis. We're
Absolutely.
talking Tampa, Florida, Bronx, New York, and everywhere in between.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, Dr. Roach will be very proud of me right now, but our community, because we're all Latino, we don't have access to everything that we should. And I'm talking about healthcare. I want to be an advocate for that. I want to be an advocate for the Latino population. I want to be an advocate for the LGBTQ population, who also, has seen major health disparities over the years. I just want to be that voice. And the problem is that with this knowledge comes a great power. So I'm afraid, well, you know what? No, I take that back. I'm not afraid. I'm afraid of those who work with me and push against our thinking and our theories to advance what we have now.
But I could definitely understand that. But they don't know you coming with a bunch of other folk like
Right,
us.
exactly. Hold on here.
Everything and everything has to be for the people.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Another question. Um, Tell us about some of your favorite courses in the DBH program.
Well, I can tell you, I'm loving the business courses.
Yo.
That's where my head is. The clinical courses, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they're difficult, but I think that's the beauty about the DBH. Yeah, you're going through something difficult, especially for me, since I'm an administrator and I don't have that clinical background. It's it's my goal to get that understanding, because when I get out there in the real world, I'll have to understand both languages and
Both
speak both
languages.
languages. Yeah. So you know what?
Absolutely.
I'm bilingual now. I'll probably know 4 languages by the time I'm done.
I agree, man. I'm really excited about your future in the field. What has surprised you while in the DBH program?
That I understand what's going on. Again, when I started, we start off with the intro classes. They're very clinical in nature. And I remember sitting in front of my professors. I'm like, I don't think I can do this. And Dr. Finiki was one who told me, if we didn't believe that you could do this, you would not be here. So whenever I'm sitting down at midnight, 1 a.m, trying to get readings done or homework in, that's the voice that comes in the back of my head. So it pushes me even further.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Okay. What can someone expect when they enroll at CGI?
They can definitely expect some awesome professors that support you along the way. I've told my friends and my partner, it's funny because I have my bachelor's, I have my master's, and now I'm going for my doctorate. To me, the doctorate means a lot more than the other degrees, and it's because of the professors. You guys actually you give us so much support, but at the same time you allow us to make decisions for ourselves. I mean, we're we're doing this degree and we want to do it right, but at the same time we have family, we have other obligations, and you work with us in those aspects, and that I find that great, considering what happened, and what happened last term with my family. I spoke to my professors, you included. It wasn't an issue. I worked with you guys, got all my work in on time, and I was able to reap the rewards at the end of the term where I came out with very good grades. So what new students can expect? An extremely supportive team, professors, staff, everyone included.
Well, I'm glad CGI could definitely provide you with the support. One thing I can say about one thing that Dr. English always promote is that is providing that support and being there, because all of us have been there as students and with family and all these obligations and trying to pursue something such unique as a DBH. So once your opportunity comes in where you are in leadership, you remember those things.
Yeah.
You remember those things. You don't forget where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, we know how to support, our students. So that's one of the great things I enjoy about working at CGI is the genuine support that is given, not only to like the staff, but it's also to the students as well.
Yeah.
Okay. As a student, how was CGI different from your other educational experiences?
I value
I heard
this.
you mention a little bit about,
Yeah.
your other pieces, but is there anything else you could think of that is different?
Yeah, like I said, I value this degree a lot more because it's more concentrated and focused on what my passion has been for the past 10 years
Mhm.
in BH. Again, being in managed care, you're sitting behind the desk, writing the contracts, getting those providers in for your members. But this takes it one step further, where I'm actually thinking outside the box and saying to myself, what else can I do for my community, for my membership, for my population? It's more focused and it makes me think even more.
Okay. Do you have any words of wisdom or advice to share with future DBH students?
Yeah, actually, take it slow. The words imposter syndrome are very much real, but
Yes, it is. I've been, hey, I understand that
yeah,
personally. Yeah.
it's all in your head. It really is all in your head. Again, if you guys have not told me this before, I wouldn't believe it. But again, to bring up what Dr. Finiki said, if we didn't believe you could do this, you would not be here.
Right. Absolutely.
And I take that to heart. And that's what I tell future students. You know what? Yeah, you're gonna think you can't do this. You're gonna think you're not gonna have the time. Make the time, do it. Believe me, you will reap the rewards, when you're done with this degree, because there are going to be countless opportunities waiting for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How do you see the Biodyne model impacting healthcare as a future DBH?
The Biodyne model for me is a disruptor. And, being in healthcare for close to 20 years, healthcare has been stagnant. And I think providers have thought, oh, fee-for-service is going to be around forever. We're coming up to certain changes where fee-for-service doesn't really give providers the chance to prove themselves if they're really doing what they're supposed to out there in the field. And again, I'm talking from a contracting background. we need change in healthcare. It's been stagnant for way too long. I think the Biodyne model brings certain aspects out of that, where providers are now thinking in a different mentality of how they can do their best work and still be reimbursed for it. Yeah, I spoke about this in class. You know, a lot of providers talk about value-based care, and that and their eyes just glaze over because all they're thinking is all this money coming to them. But you also have to think, yeah, value-based care is great, but you have to perform, you have to be committed, you have to hit those metrics in order to, you know, reap the rewards for your first of all, for your practice and also your membership, because it goes hand in hand.
Absolutely, absolutely. What lifestyle changes have you made due to learning more about health behaviors as a student?
I really try to manage my stress a lot more. I don't take everything so seriously anymore, and that's a good thing, because yeah, with my high blood pressure, we can't do that.
Right. We can't do that.
Yeah. And with COVID, you know, along with this and being in school, it just taught me that, you know, the most precious things are your education, number one, but also your health. So I make it a point, you know, I'll get up a little earlier, go to the gym just to make sure I'm centered, make sure I have enough time to study. You know, doing this degree, you definitely have to make some changes. Time-wise, it's big, especially if you're taking 1, 2, 3 courses a semester, but it's all worth it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is there anyone you would like to thank for supporting you in this new endeavor?
Definitely Brandy, and
Okay.
definitely Dr. Fanike.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm quite sure those are two outstanding people, you know, Brandy as a fellow scholar and Dr. Young as, you know, the director of the DBH program. So I'm glad that they have made an impact of, you know, pretty much your vision, on your
Yep.
vision and your dream of pursuing this, you know, just astronomical and unique goal. And I would like to thank you for taking the time to speak with us this evening. And I know you're a busy person and you have classes and work to do. So again, I like thank you for taking the time to be here with us and everything. And we would like to say thank you and until the next time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
All right. Take care. Have a good night.
All right.
Bye-bye.